I'm so excited. I just can't hide it. I'm about to lose control and I think I like it. I'm about to meet somebody famous, somebody important, somebody who is a celebrity, somebody who's a sporting star. And if you've ever felt like that, I always ask this question. Is it possible that all humans, pee in the morning, have strengths and weaknesses, have insecurities, have things about themselves that they like and don't like? And is it possible that there is nobody more important than somebody else? And we live in a world where discrimination has become a really big thing. Racism, I don't like that person because they're different to me, or they come from a different country, or they've got a different skin colour, all those things that cause discrimination. But ultimately, if we say that somebody's better than me, if we think that somebody's better than us, or somebody's worse than us, isn't that discrimination? Now, it's a very political question. I'm just asking the question for a reason. Because a lot of people share with me that they would like to meet a famous person, or they would like to, or they go to a concert and they yell and scream for this famous musician, or they go and stand in a line to see a famous celebrity or movie star. Wow, they're so amazing. I have business people who pay thousands of dollars to go and speak to another famous business person, somebody who's a billionaire and they've done something amazing with their life. My question is always this, and it's a very personal one, and it's all about self-esteem and self-confidence. Why would you think that somebody is more important than you? And why would we think that somebody is less important than us? And I use the example on a regular basis because I go to schools a lot. I talk to school teachers, school principals, and school students. And I ask this question: if the principal's not at school for the day, so that they're away at a meeting, or they're on holidays, or they're just not at the school, most people wouldn't know that the principal's not there. Maybe the principal's assistant, maybe the office people, but probably not anybody else in the school. But if the cleaning people don't make it, we all seem to notice, because the cleaning people keep the toilets clean, keep the buildings clean, and I think they're incredibly important. But I have met a lot of cleaning people who think they're not very important, and I always share with them, I think you're the most important. I always say the same thing to secretaries, frontline people, receptionists, people who are on the checkout at a supermarket. You are the face of this business. You are really important. What goes on in the back room, most people don't see, but the frontline people, the happy smiley face at the front of the business, is incredibly important. But no more important than anybody else. In sporting teams, a lot of people say, well, that person's more important because they kick the most goals, or they get paid the most money. Well, in a world where money seems to drive the world, yes, there are some sports people who earn a lot more money than other people in the same team. But ultimately, that person who earns a lot of money from kicking a ball or being good at their sport, if they're in a team sport, they couldn't do it without the rest of the people in the team. They couldn't do it without their competitors, the opposing team. They couldn't do it without the referee. Is anybody more important than anybody else? And the reason I always ask that question is, please, and I was very privileged to be given this as a gift. Now I'd love for you to take this gift on, because when I got this gift, I took it on and loved it. Rowie, nobody's more important than you, and nobody is less important than you. Never overestimate other people, and never underestimate yourself. You are a human being. You've got heart, lungs, brain, arms, legs. You can go and do whatever it is that you want to do. And if somebody else has done it, the only thing that they're sharing with you is that it can be done. I get even more excited about the impossible, and it's never been done before, and this great idea that's never been invented or created. Go do it, because there's lots of people, thousands, millions of people that were told that their invention, their creation, their idea would never work, it's impossible, and they've done it anyway. So if you ever feel inferior to somebody else, if you ever feel nervous to go and talk to a famous person, and I share this again because I've met a lot of what the world calls famous people, so-called important people, so-called wealthy people. I've met billionaires and movie stars and government officials and sporting stars, and guess what? Everybody's a person. And the beautiful thing, that this is again just my personal thing. Every one of those people that I've met, I use the same communication skills as I would if I was talking to a bus driver, or the person at the checkout at the supermarket, or the person at the petrol station, or the person who cleans the toilets. We're all important people because we've all got something to share. We've all got our own story, and we've all got a genius. What we add to the world is our choice. But if we are adding value to our world, in whatever way, shape or form, we are of course valuable. So the person that cleans the toilets is incredibly valuable. If you've ever been to a dirty toilet, I think you'll appreciate the joy of a great toilet cleaner. If you've ever eaten a beautiful meal or had a great hamburger or a great packet of chips, appreciate the people who create those beautiful, yummy food experiences. If you've ever had a happy, fun person at a checkout in the supermarket. And that's one of the interesting things, because I talk to everybody, and I ask this same question of everybody. How are you? What's important to you? What do you get excited about? Tell me about you, the magic golden question. And I love learning from everybody, because I absolutely passionately believe that nobody is better than me and nobody is worse than me. We are just human beings aiming to live our life in the best way possible. I would love everybody to live their life to the max. And I think maybe one of the things that stops us from living our life to the max, and perhaps consider this, is it possible that you think you're not good enough, or that somebody's better than you, and that means that you can't do it? And I think that would be a very sad place to live. I use this example, and this is not to brag or to impress, this is just to express a really important point to me. I ended up on the Young Rich list in Australia, and I was on that list for 2 years. So one of the richest people in Australia under the age of 40. And the reason that I got so much press, and the reason that so many people thought it was an interesting story, was because I was a woman with blonde hair that didn't finish high school, really didn't have a technical education of any kind, in a profession that nobody really takes seriously. There's not too many people that will become an exercise professional, and it might be called a personal trainer or a gym instructor or an exercise instructor. Not too many people will share that is the fast track to becoming a millionaire. So that story became very interesting to a lot of people. How did this blonde-haired woman without a high school education, in a career path that nobody really takes seriously, it's not a real job, how did she become a multi-millionaire? Now, that doesn't make me any more important than anybody else. I'm expressing that it doesn't matter where you come from, it doesn't matter what your education is, it doesn't matter who you are or what people tell you that you can't do. And plenty of people told me that being an exercise professional wasn't a real job, that I would never make any money. When was I going to get a real job? I needed to go and get a proper education so that I could get a real job. I heard all of that most of my life. But I knew what I wanted to do. I was passionate inside and out. I wanted people to be healthy, fit and strong, and I knew that was going to be my career path. And again, I share that with you because if you want to, and there's some interesting things, fame, fortune, financial freedom, a lot of the things that people chase. Is it possible that you don't need to chase it? You will attract it if you do the things that, and it's just, for me, it's just a simple process. Do what you're absolutely passionate about. Keep getting better at it because you love it. And then add massive value to people's lives. To me, that's the sweet spot. And if you live in that sweet spot, then surely you are the most important person in your world because you're living your life the way you want to live it. And the beautiful thing about that, it's very likely if you want to attract fame and fortune and fans and financial freedom, that you probably will, unless you hide under a different name or something. But if you do those things, you can't help but be successful. Behind me is a library full of books of people who have lived their life exactly like that. They've done what they're passionate about. They've kept getting better at it, training, educating, learning, getting better and better and better. They've added massive value to people's lives, and consequently they have become famous, they've become financially free, they've had a stack of fans. So the library behind me is full of business stories about business people, sports people, movie stars, celebrities, yes, but people who I have looked into their life and said, look, they've lived exactly in the sweet spot. They've chosen to do what they're the most passionate about. They've kept getting better and better and better at it, and they've added massive value to people's lives. And that doesn't make you more important or less important than anybody else. It just means that you get to live your life to the max. And however you choose to live your life, wouldn't it be nice, and I always ask this for our kids, Wouldn't it be awesome if our kids could see that they could live their life to the max because they can do what they're passionate about? They want to keep getting better at it. They want to add massive value to the world. It doesn't make them important or special or better than anybody else. It just means that they get to live their life the way they want to live it. And that's what I wish for everybody. So rather than being impressed by famous people or impressed by wealthy people or excited to meet a movie star or a celebrity, how about we learn from them? If you get the opportunity to meet somebody that's done something special with their life, how about ask the question, what were the barriers? What did you have to overcome? Were there people who didn't believe in you, and how did you overcome that? Because those insecurities that most people have, every famous, rich, wealthy athlete, celebrity that I've ever met has had the same challenges. Somebody told them they couldn't. They've been rejected. They've had self-esteem and self-confidence challenges, but they've overcome them to do the thing that they want to do. And the reason they overcame those challenges is because they were doing what they were the most passionate about. So whatever it is that you want to do, perhaps take the gift that I was given. Nobody's more important than you. Nobody's less important than you. Never overestimate other people. Never underestimate yourself. Live your life to the max because you're putting in 100% effort. That is to the max. So you can sing every day like I do. Super duper doo, how are you? May you be amazing every single day because you love your life.